breathwork, man, what is that for nonsense? I've been breathing my entire life. That's literally what I said to this person, to my friend. I've been breathing my entire life, man. Like, why would I need? I don't need to learn how to breathe. But when I was in that breathwork, and my mind for the first time ever became so quiet, and like I saw colors around me and visions, and I saw myself, speaking on stages in front of groups, and me facilitating this work with groups. We can use our breath to, to open up our consciousness, to go on to psychedelic states without using drugs, to get more energy, to get more clarity, to get more focus. And at the same moment, we can slow down our breath to get rid of anxiety, to get rid of stress, and to bring us into the present moment. And for every person, there's something in there. The breath is the truth.
Welcome at What is Your Gift? A few years ago, Fabian discovered his passion. And from that moment, he built his business from the ground up. He wears many hats. He's a hypnotherapist, a breathwork facilitator, an author, and a trainer. And today, he's dedicated to helping other therapists transform their own careers by becoming breath solution facilitators. Just last month, Fabian was featured speaker at the annual Hypno conference in Las Vegas. But his journey hasn't been a straight line. It's been full of ups and downs, lessons and breakthroughs. And today, he's here to share that journey with us, so that you too can find the courage to follow your passion. And maybe even step into the path of becoming a breath solution facilitator yourself. So let's dive in, and please welcome Fabian. Hi and welcome at What is Your Gift? And today we have Fabian with us. I'm so happy to have you on board. Hi Fabian, how are you?
Thank you so much for having me on board. And yeah, I'm doing great. I'm actually doing really, really great. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, so you're the lucky one. You are in Brisbane, or is it the region of Brisbane?
Yeah, the region of Brisbane, Sunshine Coast. I'm actually in Kings Beach. It's a very small little town, but beautiful, beautiful, close to the ocean. And yeah, it's the weather is getting better. We're getting out of winter, no, we're getting into springtime, so it's getting better.
Winter clothes, yeah. Talking about that, we still have them here, down here.
Yeah, right.
It is what it is. So, I've seen you. The first time I've seen you, that was a few months ago when I've done the Hypno conference in New Zealand. And I absolutely loved your story. When I've seen you, the passion that you've had when you were explaining your journey, I was like, I need to have Fabian on the podcast. His story is just incredible. So before we dive into this amazing journey and what you are doing right now, there is one question that I love asking first is, what would you describe what you're doing in one word, and why?
Ooh, one word.
Yeah, no.
Oh wow, that was one word. That is really
But then
difficult.
you can explain why after, so it's all good.
Yeah. Okay. So one word I would say breathe. I just breathe. And then why am I doing it? Because it changed my life personally, right? And it had such an impact on my life, and it is a gift from God. It is we look everywhere except for something that we were born with. And through the breath, I've literally changed every aspect of my life. Better relationship, better health, better wealth, everything. So yeah, that's why I love what I do. And then of course I combine the breath with hypnosis. And yeah, that's why we're talking. We both love hypnosis as well. So
Yeah, okay. So that means that you were a hypnotherapist before you started your own business as breathwork. Yep.
yeah, correct. Correct.
Yeah.
So
If you want to dive a little bit into that, actually.
oh yeah, so my story was that I've done all the hypnosis in the world. I've done all the courses, and I done all the NLP, and I went to Tony Robbins, and I walked on fire, and I was like, I am here to save the world. I am. Who needs my help? And what I realized is that, oh my God, was I wrong? Because yes, I learned tools and tricks and techniques to create change, but my nervous system was dysregulated. So in order to fully, I realized that in order to fully accelerate in life, we need to work on our nervous system, and through breath work, that was everything. That was for me the missing link. And I don't know. We probably will get to that story with mine, or where I did my first deep breath work because I had a vision of me bringing hypnosis together with breath work. I saw myself speaking on stages and everything, and that vision came true. Like literally now it's happening. So that's so cool.
Wow. Okay. So like you just bring this curiosity. I think it's probably an amazing start for people to hear that. Like how this vision came, what was the circumstances around, and what did you see, and what did you see happening right now in your life? How it has been created.
Oh, so crazy. So, I was actually really struggling, like when I started out, and I realized that like for actually for most people, like when I was doing my hypnotherapy course, people would say hypnotherapy is in demand and lots of people are looking for it. I don't really think that's the truth. That's not a real true story. That's more for people that want to sell a program and a product. Of course, there will always be people that are looking for quit smoking because they've heard that hypnosis is powerful, but it's not. There's still a lot of fear and stigma and dogma around hypnosis, etc. So, yeah, I really struggle to make that work. And I always say, when someone once told me, "You saved my life with this powerful work," we all know that this stuff works. Someone said to me, "You saved my life." It became an obsession for me. Like I could never go back to a normal job again when someone told me that. So, but then I needed to figure out ways to make it work, and to get more clients and to get more traction and to actually build a business from that. But it's a different story to do that. And yeah, once again, I did not have the nervous system capacity to actually, execute. I was procrastinating, and I knew that I wanted to do it, but I was blocked. I needed to make content or get myself out there, but I couldn't, and I didn't know where to start, etc. And yeah, through the breath work, uh, was able to quiet my mind and to quiet my nervous system to a place where now, if you look at my life now, it's like I'm traveling. I'm in a few weeks. I'm doing my first retreat in Bali, where it's sold out. Within weeks, it was sold out for practitioner training, to train hypnotherapists to combine breathwork with the hypnotherapy. And I recently just returned from Vegas, and I went to New Zealand and Australia. I've been invited to Ireland next year to be a speaker. So I just travel and do this incredible work and help people to make an impact. And the results are just phenomenal. Like what normally could take me a few sessions, now I can create that kind of change in one session, or shorter sometimes, because people really feel it, that something is going on a deeper level.
So from this first experience, when you've done your breath work and you've been able to visualize your future, what has been embodied in your life that, you were saying that you were seeing yourself on stages. Obviously it happened.
Yeah. It's so crazy. Albert Einstein says everything is created twice, first in the mind and then in reality. So, while I was doing my first breath work, I literally I did not believe in it. I'm a very skeptical person. So I said, someone invited me to do breath work, and it's also part of my story. And I said, man, breath work, like it was breath work and ice bath. So I said, ice baths, yeah, man, I really love a challenge, and let's do it. But breath work, man, what is that for nonsense? I've been breathing my entire life. That's literally what I said to this person, to my friend. I've been breathing my entire life, man. Like, why would I need? I don't need to learn how to breathe. But one I was in that breath work, and my mind for the first time ever became so quiet, and like I saw colors around me and visions, and I saw myself, speaking on stages in front of groups, and me facilitating this work with groups, and all of that just has been come to fruition. It's happening now. Like, I've organized my or I run my breathwork sessions with groups of people, and now I travel the world and speaking on stages, and like I wrote my book, and yeah, it's literally all the stuff that came up in that vision is actually came to the truth.
So when you created this mix between hypnotherapy and breath work, what was your goal? Because obviously you were coming from your own challenge of, I want to grow my business, but I don't know how, and you were stuck and your nervous system wasn't balanced. So what was the goal and your vision when that came as one? If you can.
Yeah. Totally, not planned. So totally not planned. And the best things in life will come if you get out of your way, if you start thinking yourself. You can never think yourself out of issues, right? We know that. So it was like accidentally I was starting to fuse and mix the breathwork with hypnosis. And I did not have a plan back then. It was like, okay, so I was doing hypnotherapist, and I wanted to make it work because someone said to me, "You saved my life, Fabian." I could not go to a normal job anymore. I don't know about you, but probably you have heard these stories too. It's impossible to do anything else back then, so it became an obsession. So I invested in all the Facebook ads, into websites, into Google ads. The more I pushed, it was not working. I could not get a consistent flow of clients, and then one day, my friend said to me, "Hey, we're doing ice baths and breathwork every weekend on the beach in Sydney." And once again, I said, "Oh, ice baths, amazing! Let's do it! Let's go!" And then, but breathwork, man, nah, that's not for me. That is bullshit. That is nonsense. He said, "No, no, no, believe me, this is something else." So I went there, and there was this beautiful woman who was a breathwork instructor, and she was talking and sharing how she suffered from anorexia when she was adolescent or so, and how breathwork changed her life. And I remember, honestly, I was like, well, like I couldn't believe it. Like I was laughing, like breathing changes someone's life. Oh my god! So then she took us through that session, and for the first time ever, my mind is always so busy, became quiet. I felt an energy, like an electricity running throughout my whole system. I felt my body was involuntarily like shaking and stuff. It's like, what the hell is this? So I got out of that session. I went home. I went straight online. I was like, I want what is breath work? I want to learn this. I was upset. I was obsessed. And then I found a session with someone doing it online, and oh my god, like, oh, mind you, I've done so many healing, so many hypnotherapy, multiple hypnotherapy courses, multiple NLP breakthroughs. I did that session, and I was crying, screaming, hitting in the pillow, like, and there I saw that vision of me doing all that stuff, and I came out of it as a, oh, I need to learn this. I went online, booked a course. I did a course. This guy, also Dutch guy. I'm from Holland. Wim Hof is from the Netherlands. Michael Bleker is from the Netherlands. So a lot of Dutch people are actually into breathwork, and I did the course, and I started. Literally, I bought ice buckets on the beach. I did the same thing. I do ice baths and breathwork. And at the beginning, two people came, or three people came, and what I naturally did without me even knowing it, I starting to use inductions. I starting to use deepeners. I starting to use the things that I've learned from NLP, like parts therapy and timeline therapy, starting to mix it in the breath work. And some people would drive 2.5 hours to get to my session. Mind you, in Sydney at that point, you could do breath work everywhere in ice baths. There was almost on every beach. And I would ask people, why would you come to my breath work? It's like, you can do it all. No, they said your breath work is different. It takes me deeper. There's something different about how you do it. And then people would start asking me, hey, how do I become a facilitator like you? I would go to my friend. Go to my friend. He's awesome, and mind you, I think he's one of the best trainers in Australia in breathwork, right? And then they would do his course, and they would come back to me and said, "He's awesome, but I want to learn how you do it. You do it differently." And this is when it was founded. This is when where okay, man, this I'm onto something. And then at some point, 100 people were on the beach, and more people would come, and more people would talk, and say, "Man, you need to go to this person. He does something incredible." And yeah, this is how I got into it, actually. So cool. Without totally not planned.
Yeah, it's just unravel with time. Can you just give us a timeline when between this moment where you've had this experience, well, when you started as a hypnotherapist, when you've had this experience, um, your first breath work, and how long it took you to be this facilitator now?
Yeah, or quite fast. So I think when you get into hypnotherapy, and so there's always some people. Honestly, I'm not the person that you would think that would be in hypnotherapy. That's a little different kind of story. But I was the guy who was drinking, going out, partying, smoking weed, addictions, and very painful, experience in my life when I lost a long relationship of 19 years, right? And trying to reinvent myself. And then I got also accidentally, I one day I was on Facebook and I saw someone doing stage hypnosis with people, and was like, "Oh, that looks fun." I would never believe me, if someone would ever say you're going to be a hypnotherapist, I would laugh. I would say, "No way, absolutely not." So I'm not that kind of person, and I was intrigued, and I wanted to learn more, and I could not do his course, so I asked if someone in Sydney could train me, and I did the training, and I loved it so much, and I started. I'm a person, I start immediately. I don't wait. I just started to work with clients, had great results with some people not so great because they came back or didn't really stick, and then I did my NLP and multiple NLP courses. So I was literally working a few years or so, working around. So I was having a bit of success with clients. Then it dropped again. So then a few clients came in because I did not have, what I write in my book. Actually, you need four components actually to pull this off and to create a business of freedom for yourself. Is first of all, you need the right mindset, and the mindset is based on your nervous system. It's based on the state of your nervous system. Secondly, you need a product or a product or a service that has the wow factor that creates raving fans. So that's that, and then you need a environment. You need the right people around you where you can grow, where you can learn, and the last but not least is you need a strategy. You need marketing strategy. You need something to bring that awesome modality to the people. And I did not have those. Not at all. Yes, I had hypnosis, which can have that wow factor. And my mindset, yeah, partly okay, but still my nervous system below was things were blocking me. So, and then I got into, so let's say that I was working a few years, and then and breathwork came out of my past. And then with breathwork, from breathwork, it went fast. It literally went fast. So from being totally broke, right, totally stuck, into learning breathwork and learning to combine these things. And then I scaled my business fast. It went fast because breathwork is more accessible for people, like with also in corporations. Breathwork will get you into corporations where hypnosis is hard and more difficult. They say, "Oh, woo," or no, mind control, or that stuff. That no, but if they talk about the science of breathing and how it can help your employees to be more effective and more efficient, etc., that's interesting for them.
And the people that are doing, because now you are training in what you have created, the people that are approaching you, what is their background?
Oh, okay. So, from background is from all over the world, but most of them are on the path of healing. So that means that they are either a hypnotherapist or they already are breathwork instructors. Because they learn breathwork, but they want to learn how to, work more with the rewiring. So how I look at it is that hypnosis and hypnotherapy is more like a tool to rewire and to and things with NLP or subconscious processes is more helping to change the idea and opening up the consciousness and then rewiring it when the mind becomes plastic or plasticity, neuroplasticity. And breathwork is more about release. It's more about getting into the body and more letting go of emotions, not somewhat about rewiring. And what was missing in hypnosis with the body and the emotions, and missing in the breathwork is the rewiring. Bring that together, and then that's what we create in our program. So, yeah, hypnotherapists, yogis, wellness practitioners, breathwork instructors, those people that want to create faster breakthroughs and also want to learn, how to scale their business. Because I also realized that when I was working as a hypnotherapist and I was only doing one-to-ones, that's not a scalable business model. Like I most hypnotherapists, I ask them the question: have you ever calculated how much, if you charge per hour, how many clients you need to see in order to create your dream life or your life? And with that, I mean that you can leave your day job. So most of them had never done that. And also, let's say that there could be 30 clients per week or so. Well, you have to have the nervous system to carry that capacity to work with 30 clients. That will bring you to burnout if you do not have the capacity. So with this, it's actually going from one-to-one to one-to-many, and you can create breakthroughs at the same time. So you don't have to work with one person. There can be 100 at the same moment. So yeah.
Wow. I think our listeners would love to understand, and I know how passionate you are when you talk about it, because you're offering, and maybe we're going to talk about it toward the end, that you are offering often those 5 days where we actually can learn, and it's freaking amazing. I've done it once, and oh my God, it's really cool.
And it's free, right? It's free. So
Yep, that's right. That's right.
course.
So maybe if you can tell our listeners what is the power behind the breath. So you can go any way you want. It can be scientific or any direction.
Yeah. Oh man, this is, yeah, like I always say. So people, I was in Vegas or so. They give me 30 minutes. I can speak for the whole day, literally, and we could dive in so many directions, right?
Yeah.
But what I always like to say is the breath is it's the first thing that you do when you arrive to this planet. Is take a breath. It's also the last thing that you're going to do when you leave this planet. We take around 24,000 breaths per day. Every emotion has a breathing pattern. So every emotion has a breathing pattern. The breath is the science between science, or the breath is the bridge between science and spirituality. It's the same thing. Your breath is the remote control to your central nervous system. The breathing is the only thing, how do you say, the only thing that we do in our life, both consciously and that we can take both subconsciously, and we can take control over. It's the only bodily function is breathing. There's
Wow.
subconsciously, and we can say, hey, now I'm going to take charge, and now I'm going to take it over. Because you cannot speed up your digestion, right? Or you cannot change your blood pressure. That's all automatically regulated. So the breath is automatically regulated, but at the same moment, we can become conscious of that. So we can use our breath to open up our consciousness, to go onto psychedelic states without using drugs, to get more energy, to get more clarity, to get more focus. And at the same moment, we can slow down our breath to get rid of anxiety, to get rid of stress, and to bring us into the present moment. And for every person, there's something in there. The breath is the truth. It's like, I went to Vipassana meditation, and the people, the Buddha says, you can read from scriptures, you can read from books, but that is knowledge. That's not wisdom. Wisdom is something that you're experiencing within your own body. So you can literally learn from your own breath and come home to your body. And it's phenomenal how fast you can create breakthroughs with people by just focusing on their breathing. And that is more like the therapy part. But there's also biohacking. Is like, most people are dysfunctional breathers, which means that they breathe in a pattern that fuels anxiety, that fuels worries, that fuels racing mind, etc. So what can we do with them? How can we change their breathing in order to be healthy? And if you look at symptoms, I think most people know that oxidative stress is the root cause for most of the symptoms, right? So oxidative stress is a sign of dysfunctional breathing. When people blow off too much carbon dioxide, too much CO2, that what they're actually doing, creating oxidative stress. So how can we work with someone to work on their carbon dioxide levels and how they breathe and their pace? And oh my God, we can go on for hours and hours. It's been phenomenal.
So amazing. And when you're saying that, for me, the first person that would come in my mind are people that are suffering from asthma. I know it can be part of the, well, being careful, but I know that some people suffering from asthma can do breath work, and I do believe, like, this is my belief, and please share what you think and what you've learned from that. But for me, asthma there is an emotional component behind, like a fear of something that needs to be released, and I do believe that once through the breath it's released, I really do believe that it's a symptom that can really go away.
Oh,
What are your
100%.
thoughts on that?
100%. So science has caught up with that as well. And if you look at, for instance, a famous person, a very important pioneer in breathwork is Dr. Konstantin Buteyko. And the Buteyko method is a globally worldwide method where people work with a breath. And there was a really cool scientific research that they did with Buteyko Method. So Buteyko Method was designed for people that were struggling with asthma or COPD, and the method was just focusing on breathing and how to improve their breathing patterns. And what happened was that the university in Brisbane had a control group of 30 people that were all on medications, heavily medicated for asthma. And after 6 weeks of Buteyko method breathing, so only doing breath work, 90% of all the participants did not use their medications anymore. So after 6 weeks of breath work. So yes, 100% asthma, and I agree with you. There's a pattern. There's dysfunctional breathing behind it, and if you learn how to breathe effectively and how to breathe properly, then you can get past it. And then after, when he had so much success with his Buteyko method, then they also looked in all things like ADHD and all other sorts of symptoms. And like I said, now there's something on the list also, the Buteyko method, and it's not my list, but the Buteyko method has like around 300 symptoms that are tied to dysfunctional breathing. All sorts of things. If you think about things like body tightness and arthritis and so, if you know that carbon dioxide works as an oil between the joints and it works like a body relaxant, it makes sense that if we blow off too much carbon dioxide, which helps the pH level to change in our blood, there's muscles starting to cramp and body starting to cramp. And if you do an activation breath work, you can feel it. Your fingers starting to lock in, you feel body crampness, you're starting to feel that something is changing in your biochemistry. So if you then reverse engineer that and you're starting to work with someone to actually focus on that, you can alleviate and get rid of those symptoms.
Okay. Hmm. I really want to ask this question. It's probably going a little bit technical, but I think it's important, and I suppose you can go as deep as you need to. But I know that you offering that in your courses anyway, in depth, in depth. But it's this carbon dioxide. I would love to for you to talk a little bit about it, and also those, because indeed, as soon as we start breathing deeply, we feel the tingling sensation, and it can actually freak out a lot of people. So yeah, if you want to speak a little bit about that, would be cool.
Yeah. Carbon dioxide, CO2 has a bad rap, right? If you hear people about the environment and etc. So carbon dioxide. So most people think that carbon dioxide is only a waste product, and of course that's not completely true, because what we breathe out, actually the plants take it in and they convert it into oxygen for us. So it's essential. But the secret to healthy breathing is actually not breathing more. Some people think if you take in big breaths or you take more oxygen into your system, that you feel happy and healthier, but that's not true. The opposite is actually true. We need to learn how to breathe less. And CO2, carbon dioxide, plays an essential role into healthy breathing. So, yeah, we're getting a little bit technical now, but if you type in the Bohr effect, so Christian Bohr was a Danish physician who stated that the Bohr effect, came up with the Bohr effect, and the Bohr effect states that oxygen cannot oxygen cannot be delivered fully to the cells if it sticks to the hemoglobin. And hemoglobin is a what is it? I can't over the name. That's on the top of my a protein. So hemoglobin is a protein. Anyways, the Bohr effect states that the oxygen cannot be delivered to the cell if it sticks to the hemoglobin. And what makes it stick to the hemoglobin? If there's not enough carbon dioxide in the blood. So that means that if we expel too much carbon dioxide, the oxygen sticks to the hemoglobin and it cannot be fused, cannot be released into the cells, which creates oxidative stress. So for us as human beings, what we need to do is we need to raise our tolerance for CO2. Also, CO2 also works as a sensor for the brain that says you need to take a new breath. You need to take a new breath. So every time your brain regulates this for you. If your breathing pattern is regulated by your breath. So the level of CO2 gives a signal to the brain, take a breath, take a breath, take a breath. So when you're anxious, that signal goes off faster. Take a breath, take a breath, take a breath. You start breathing faster, you're starting going into fight and flight. Because you're starting to go in fight and flight, you're starting to breathe faster. So we need to slow down. We need to teach people how to raise the tolerance. So you say, take a breath, take a breath, take a breath. So we need to reset that sensor. And that's what we do with functional breathing. And once again, if you're starting to blow off lots of carbon dioxide, for instance, by doing an activation breath work, your blood chemistry starting to change, your pH level starting to change, like you feel the tingling and you feel the locking into your organs, into your fingers mainly, because oxygen helps, or the blood oxygen helps to bring the blood to the organs. So if you sit, for instance, for a very long time on your hand, what will happen? It becomes numb, right? Because there's no oxygen going there. So these are the things that are happening when we are starting to do the activation breath work. So in essence, what most people are doing, or a lot of people are doing nowadays, is they are chronically hyperventilating. So they're blowing off too much CO2. So if you turn that around, then they become calm again, remove themselves out of fight and flight, returning to the body, and returning to health.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Thank you. What I would love to know now is what kind of depth hypnosis brings into the breath work, because it's something unique that you have created.
Yeah. Hypnosis is everything, and everything is hypnosis. So people have this misconception of like, I can't be hypnotized and all that nonsense, but they don't realize what hypnosis actually is, because before they can say it, they already hypnotized. Everyone is in hypnosis. So the people that you work with and my clients they have created some sort of hypnotic state for themselves, where they created a problem, and we need to unhypnotize them out of that state and hypnotize them into a different state where they can let go of that problem, right? So if you look at breathing, every script, if you are a hypnotist, take a nice deep breath. Actually, it's not a great sentence, because I can take a nice deep breath in through my mouth, and I'm activating myself. So I'm not relaxing, I'm activating the system. That's a different kind of story. But anyways, every script starts with taking a breath. The breath is an amazing induction. It is the best deepener. It is the best metaphor. It is everything. So it is almost like, how could people teach hypnosis without breath work? It's like, it's the same thing. And I could not, I literally, I did it intuitively, because to me it made sense while you're doing breathing, while you're relaxing the body, while you're using the skills. So, for instance, breath awareness is an amazing tool to get people within themselves, to go inward and to stop the racing mind. So I feel that when you do hypnosis only and you do not enter the body, or you do not really work with the body and the breath at the same moment, it feels like you're leaving something out. Like it's like doing half of the work. If you do only breath work, it's great to do emotional release, and it's great to feel the body, etc. But if you do not use the state that they are in to rewire, to work with the neuroplasticity of the brain, and to literally feed it with positive suggestions, and to take things that they can change a way of thinking or so, it feels like, yes, just like something is missing. If you bring them together, you create profound and lasting change on a very deep level. And yeah, that's how I look at it. To me, is you can't use either or. It's like together, working together, using the hypnosis, using the inductions, using the positive suggestion, using the future pacing, and then the power of the breath within the body. It works as a great convincer too, because people feel something going on. That's right. And when you feel that, that trance will take you deeper and deeper and deeper within yourself, right? So it works so well together. It's like I don't know, like the perfect song. Like the music is not only the lyrics, it's also the instruments, and the pacing and the silence within the music. And this is how I look at it.
Yeah. That makes me think I also have clients, where I needed to bring them into their breath first. And when they were really breathing deeply and into it, this is exactly what you're saying. This is when they started to calm their mind. And this is when I was able to bring them into hypnosis. And actually, it's thanks to doing the 5 days with you that I realized the importance of the breath work. So maybe if you want to tell us a little more about these 5 days and what it what it holds and what, because I guess is the main thing is to experience, because as long as we don't experience, we don't understand.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I was at Vegas, where I went to a few classes of people breathwork, and they only were talking about breathwork for 1.5 hours. It's like, yeah, it's cool. Like even for people here, they are listening to it. Yeah, it's really nice, right? So I want to experience it. It sounds really interesting, but I want to experience it. So what I do is I wrote a book, right? My book. I don't know if I can promote it here, but I wrote a book. Cool. It's called "I Can't Be Hypnotized," and on the back of the book, actually, there is a QR code. If you scan the QR code, let me see if I think. Yeah, if you
Put it a
get,
bit closer.
yeah.
Uh,
Can you
I,
see it? Or like, I can't be hypnotized, right? So if you scan the book, it comes with a free experience. So I think it's nice to talk about it, but I want you to experience it. So it comes with an experience. And so when I was in Vegas listening to someone talk about 1.5 hours, I rather I want to talk. Okay, it's cool to talk about it, about the benefits. It's awesome, but I want you to experience it. So this is why I designed a 5-day training. What is the 5-day training was for? If you're a hypnotherapist, breathwork instructor, wellness practitioner, who maybe is doing really good at business, but is looking for ways to scale their business by not only doing one-on-ones but also group classes, then this is your challenge. If you're a beginner and you struggle to find clients, or struggling to find business, or struggling with your own stuff, right? You feel that something is blocking you, then this is your challenge. If you're a breathwork instructor who feels, yeah, it's awesome, I'm doing breathwork with people, yeah, they cry, they let go, they feel great, but after a few weeks or whatever, a few days, they come back and they fall back into their own habits. This challenge is for you, because this with it. So what we're actually doing is teaching you how your nerve system is blocking you, teaching you how your trauma is stored in your body and how it's blocking you, teaching you how to get more clients, how to put yourself out there, strategies to get more clients, and everything is based on taking your own medicine. So within the 5-day challenge, it's not a training, it's an experience where you let go and you let go of so much. And some people, they say, man, these 5 days was for free, and I've got more value out of these 5 days than I had in my paid courses, just by experiencing and doing that. So I have a waiting list for that challenge now, because hey, the word is spreading, and people say, man, this is incredible. But for people, if they are listening to this, the best way actually is to go on Facebook, type my name, Fabian Wesseling, and just send me a DM and say, hey, I've listened to this, or I've heard you speak, or whatever. And yeah, I want to learn about that free 5-day training of yours. So
Yeah, we'll put that in the show notes as well. And if people, okay, let's say that they've done already some breath work, and they feel the call. They feel like, you know what, I'm ready to bring my business to the next level. Maybe I'm a coach and I'm freaking struggling at the moment, and like I feel like what he's offering is talking to me. What would be the next step? Because I know you have an incredible program to train the facilitators.
yes. Yeah, so I always send them to my 5-day challenge. Honestly, the thing is, when I was struggling, I took on every client. I took on them all on. It was like everyone was my client because I was desperate. I wanted to make money. I'm not in that state anymore. I don't work with just everyone. It needs to feel good. Like, I don't know if you like, I always want to learn, what is your motivation? Why do you want to do this work? And our course is not a course where you can download your certification. It's like, that's another thing where I've done hypnotherapy courses in the past. So you do a 3 or 4 day course and then you start working with people. It's not like that. It's taking your own medicine. We meet weekly. We practice. We do our own breath work. We take our own medicine. We keep working on our nervous system states in our community. We have practice. Practice buddies. Like I said, we do group facilitation within our program, and literally coming together with people all over the globe, with amazing hypnotherapists, wellness coaches, NLP coaches, breathwork instructors, and working towards this facilitation. So if people want to say, oh yeah, I want in, normally I would say, yeah, join my 5-day challenge. Or if they say, yeah, like I know that I'm in. Some people came to my Vegas presentation, and they walked up to me, and there were a few people like emotional, and some people were, I want to work with you. I said, cool, that's okay. Do my challenge, right? Uh, so I always say, yeah, come to my challenge, come to my training, so you can feel if it's right for you, instead of investing in something and it's like, oh, I don't know if this is for me, right? So
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, it's a good introduction. But what I loved as well is that there is a big marketing component as well in your program, which I find really good.
yeah, absolutely. I actually, you know, um, in order to teach people how to make money, you need to do it first. And I was stuck. I was completely stuck because I was missing some of the components that I also write about in my book. And without a strategy, you can be the best therapist in the world. You can have the most incredible modality, but if you do not have a strategy to bring this to the people, it simply doesn't work. So I've invested in mentors who helped me, multiple programs, and now I have a strategy to know how to bring in clients consistently, and that is a different program. So I offer a breathwork training and facilitate. It's all start with taking your own medicine first, helping your nervous system. So you otherwise you don't even have to get started. Like, honestly, if you do not have the nervous system capacity to carry this amount of money and people and impact, there's no point. So do the breathwork first, do your own healing first, and then if you want to build your business, let's talk. And this is why I have a mastermind, 6-figure business mastermind. It's on invitation only, where we literally come together weekly, where we work towards to create a business, our dream business.
Beautiful. Fabian, do you have any future project that you would like to share?
Oh, there will always be future projects. Just like you, I'm very ambitious, and I always keep working and reinventing myself. So I have, like I said, the Bali experience in a few weeks. Actually, this month will be the first time. I will do more. I will do more retreats as well. So what the Bali experience? What is that? Is like going to Bali, not to tourism or mass tourism. No, it's like a unique place. on the foot of a mountain, very quiet, where we're going to do the breathwork combined with the hypnosis, the training, cold therapy, ice bath facilitation, silent disco, waterfall ceremony, dancing under the stars, and all that kind of stuff. Amazing food. So that is also something that I want to keep pulling on next year. So my first one was sold out within, I think, in 2 weeks or so was sold out. So if you say, man, this sounds incredible, I want to be there, just send me a note, reach out. I said Bali or so. I want to learn more about that Bali experience, so you can get on the waiting list for next year.
All right, got to be in the show notes as well.
Awesome.
Fabian, I've got the last question. Is there any question that I didn't ask and you believe I should have asked?
Oh, that's a good question. Maybe for people that you know, when people, it's nice to hear success stories, but they don't really know the other side of the story, right? The coin that, like, it doesn't there's no elevator to success. You don't get yourself in there with from zero to, you don't go from 0 to 100 immediately. There's no elevator to success. We need to take the stairs step by step. And mind you, I've had my pain. I've had my fair share of pain in my life. I know how it is to be completely broke and to be completely stuck. And I know that more than 30 times I thought about giving up. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's too hard. But if you're listening to this and you say, yeah, I'm in that thing now where I'm not sure if I want to keep going, just keep going. You're here for a reason. The world needs us. We need more healers. And don't give up on your dreams. No matter how hard it is, no matter how often you want to give up, keep getting back up and keep working towards your dreams, and keep taking your own medicine. That's it. Keep taking your own, do your own healing.
Fabian, I think that was the perfect finale for this amazing conversation. I really thank you for taking the time, because I know you are getting busier and busier, which is amazing. And I hope that your story, your passion will inspire others.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
That was my pleasure, and really, really grateful.